Hi YouTube, it's me, the Shy Pianist, or you may know me as Donald of Zephyr Wargames, bring you an update to Aromages. So this was requested by a viewer on our channel. I believe it was Zane, by the name of Zane Truesdale. And so Dale contacted me and said, well, I need to do a update for this deck. So Zane, if you're watching this is for you. So first and foremost, as with all my decks, the sleeves are standard size, so apologies for all those people who are triggered by this. And secondly, I will say that there wasn't many changes to this list in regards to the old list, the one I did before. So I sort of just took it and thought, nah, let's change it even a bit further, and make it somewhat more, try and be a bit more, I guess, competitive or locals viable, should I say, for just to like at least play, but not necessarily top, but in the fact that it's a good decent deck to play and do stuff with. Okay, so with that out of the way, I will just go straight to the deck profile. So, starting straight off, we are playing your triple Aromage Jasmine. So this is obviously the one you do want to see in your hand at all times, because if anything, one of your best normal summons is summoning this and then gaining life and then having the additional normal summon. So you can either do like link plays, or you can do some interesting plays where with just Jasmine and an effect to gain life. Aside from that, while you have when you do gain life, you draw one. So again, it's also your consistency card on that part. And when you have more life than your opponent, you get an additional normal summon for a plant monster once per turn. Next, we are playing triple Aromage Laurel. So Laurel is a good card on the fact that if you have more life points than your opponent, you can freely special summon this, and then when you do gain life, you can target one non-tuner plant monster on the field and make it treated as a tuner until the end of the turn. When it's sent to your graveyard, you gain 500 life, so allowing you to proc all your other Aromages or on the field. And you're going to use each effect of Laurel once per turn. So it's great body to have on the board. You can make a monster tuner, and then obviously when it's send it to grave to link summon, you gain 500 life. The other Aromages I play, playing two Aromage Angelica. This is your hand trap that during a player's turn, ditch this card, target Aromage in grave, gain life equal to its attack. And then its second effect, when your life points are higher than your opponent, and this is in your graveyard, you can special summon it, but then banish it when it leaves the field. So you can ditch it, gain life, and then resummon it back out onto the field, giving you effectively another body. For the other Aromages, I'm going to play one of each, just so that you have one Bergamot, your one Rosemary, one Kanaga, and your one Majoram. So the ratios for these can be upped and down to your personal preference. I've decided to go one of each in the fact that if you're obviously playing, in your locals, you have at least options to at least access in the deck, because all of these can be searched via the trap. So I figured to give you guys out there just the idea that these cards, these despite being at one-offs, can help to just either manipulate board situations and stuff like that. So Majoram, if a monster you control is when a plant monster is destroyed by battle, special summon this, and then when you gain life, target cards in your opponent's graveyard up to the number of Roman monsters you control, banish them. And then while you have more life points than your opponent, you take no battle damage involving your plant monsters. Kanaga is when your life points are higher, your opponent's monsters lose 500 attack and defense, and when you gain life, you target a spell trap your opponent controls and return it back to the hand. Rosemary is when your life points is higher, and all your plant monsters have Aromage, so they can't. So your opponent can't activate. Actually, it's only monster effects. Until the end of the damage step. and then when you gain life, you target a monster on the field, changes battle position, and then Bergamot gives all your plant monsters piercing, while your life points are higher, and then when you do gain life, gains 1k and 1k attack and defense. So basically being your beat stick. But yeah, having each of these one of each, like if you're able to build up your board and have them onto the field, then their effects really do come very well in handy when you start pocketing off just one instance of gaining life, and then do a whole bunch of things during your opponent's turn, which is really nice on that. Okay, so that's it for the Aromage monsters. For the other monsters, I am going to be playing the Scorpio engine. Admittedly, I've seen a lot of I've seen deck profiles where they covered using this and the 3 evil fawns, but what their deck profiles delved to, or pretty much resorted to, should I say, was just these 2 card combos and then a whole bunch of one-off cards that you play in the deck just to facilitate the combo. And as a result, you don't play or hardly any Aromage cards. So I figured that I didn't want to cram the deck with too much of these engines. So I decided to stick with the one Scorpio engine, because at the end of the day, you just if you can just pull this off, you get a free Link 2, and you can actually end on high Firebrax and the level 6 with your trap from just the one card and ditch. So yeah. Also, we are playing triple Lonefire Blossom. This is self-explanatory, just allowing you to summon anything from your deck. More times than enough, you probably will try and go to your Scorpio, or you can just go to your Aromages, depending on your board states. For tuners that you summon off Hackly Firebrax, is Spore and Rosegale. So Rosegale allows you to facilitate the combo revolves around you summoning this out, and then you have your Lone Fire on the board, and then which you synchro into your level 6 Aromage. And so there are plays with that. And also when you link summon, you can just, if she's in your hand, you can just summon her to the field, and then Spore is a great card to just revive itself by banishing and then go into High Firebrax if needed. So yeah, I think Spore in the combos you summon Spore from your Jasmine, the Link 2 Jasmine, Aromatherapy Jasmine, and then you summon Rosegale with Hyper Firebrax. Okay, lastly for the monsters. Now this is triple Ghost System Spooky Dogwood. Now, hear me out. Dogwood is great for the deck on the premise that the whole gimmick of Aromages is you gain a lot of advantages from having more life than your opponent, and so Ghost Sister helps you facilitate that, as well as the fact that Ghost Sister will allow you to give you an additional instance to gain life during your opponent's turn when you know that about to special summon. So it's basically when you would activate Max C, and to gain life and then proc all your Aromages to then use their effects. Obviously, these can be swapped out for, Ashes, Ghost Ogres, any other hand traps, or any personal your own tech that you feel for or you may even the Evil Fawns. You could play instead of these cards. But yeah, it's just something I want to give a shout out to Ghost Sister to be played in Aromages. Okay. Right, on to the spells. I am playing the 1 Terraforming and the 2 Aroma Garden. This is standard, really. You can play the 3 Aroma Garden, though you might end up finding yourself holding extra copies that don't really do anything. Or they can just, if you have discard fodder cards, then by all means. But I feel the ratio of just playing 2 and 1 is good enough. For the other aroma spells, I am playing the 2 Gardening. So Gardening is really nice on the fact that you do want to see it, because you can't actually search this from the Aromatherapy Manager room. So you can probably bump this up to 3 depending on how you feel on wanting to see this as much as possible, because if you open this and any of your other Aromages, then a simple activate, summon, and then gain life, and then proc, like Jasmine for example, just draw 1 and they give you additional normal summon is great. And then the fact that when your opponent declares attack, you can then just special summon your Aroma monsters from your deck. So yeah, that's also why you can consider why you're playing one of each of the Aromages. Sorry. Right, for the rest of the other spells, the one instant fusion that you're probably going to search from, that you will be searching for Cobra, and then the one Called by the Grave and the one Harvest Feather Duster. So Called by the Grave is quite self-explanatory to just hit your opponent's hand traps to make sure your Scorpio goes through, and such. And Harvey's Feather Duster, the deck doesn't actually have any back row destruction, so if you can probably have the one of this, or you can play Twin Twisters to be a bit more reactive or such. So this is personal. This is just personal choice of back row destruction. For the traps, I am playing 2 Humid Winds, 2 Blessed Winds, and the 1 Dried Winds. Now, while all 3 of these can be searched by the Aromatherapy Marjoram, I feel the fact that Humid Winds and Blessed Winds are ones that you just want to at least see. So that way, yeah, arguably, if you have it at 3, you might consider it might be too much. But having them at 2 and then just needing to just see one of them and then search the other one allows you to just give you a lot more options when going through your turns or the later on turns. Dried Winds is a lot more hard to facilitate on the fact that arguably if you have Dried Winds and Humid Winds and your life points is only a 1,000 difference between yourself and your opponent, then Dried Winds, proccing a game 500 during your opponent's turn to then pop a monster is really nice as well. But it just becomes a bit more dead when you don't actually have means to actually just proc it and such. But yeah, the Ghost Sister would also work with the fact that you can just pay out the amount of life that you gained and then just destroy your opponent's monsters. So yeah, those are the traps. And last, to round up, we are playing triple Infinite Impermanence. This can also be any other hand trap, any personal attack you wish to play in the deck. So that's it for the main deck. For the extra deck, starting off with the fusions, I decided to go with Millennial Eyes Restrict and Sea Monster Theseus. So reason being is that if you open up the instant fusion, this can obviously facilitate stopping your opponent's hand traps and then making sure you go into plays, or you can just give yourself a body on the board. And Sea Monster Thesis is also the same reason to give yourself a body on the board, but also facilitate to go into Haiku Fireback plays. So the options, the extra deck is a bit tight, but you can cut one for the other if you feel like you're not gonna really, if you feel always you're going into the one thing and not bother with the other. Onto the synchros, I am playing the 2 Sweet Marjoram and the 1 Rosemary. Rosemary is obviously your effect negator, and Marjoram is just what you would generally sit on at your turn 1 play to set your traps and then pop during your opponent's turn. And so yeah, if you're able to just get these out points in the game, then they are very well helpful towards controlling the board and your interruptions. Yeah. My own personal tech is for the level 6 synchros is the Queen of Thorns. Now, Queen of Thorns, despite is giving you an option to either go into your Sweet Marjoram or go into Queen of Thorns. Queen of Thorns basically is a floodgate on the fact that your opponent must pay 1k to normal or special summon a non-plant monster. So depending on the matchup, you can just, instead of going this and setting your trap, you just summon this and just go cool, pass, and then if they don't have immediate outs, you just deal with this. It's a very costly card for them, especially on decks that just heavily rely on summoning out, spamming out monsters and whatnot. The other 2 synchros, I have the 1 Formless Synchron and the 1 Crystal Wing. Now, this is facilitated by Haiku Firebrax. You banish, summon out your Formless Synchron, and then after you've done your pop, or if you've done your interaction with this, you can then just synchro up during your opponent's turn and make your Crystal Wing. So yeah, it was just there's a combo you can do with these cards. Onto the links, we are playing 2 Aromatherapy Jasmine. Arguably, you could probably just stick with the one, but there's times where this gets used in the combo, so having a second one just allows you to obviously play it out and give you the bonuses after you've done your combo plays or whatnot. So that's that. We have the one Link Kuriboh and the one Haiku Fibrax. Again, these are like part of the combos that you can do, especially when you summon out your level 1s and you're going to give you a different named body on the board. And I'll obviously have the one IP at Masquerena, because you can either end with the Hyper Fibrax, or you can just go IP, depending on whether your tuners are in your hand or not. You know, they've been outed out with your deck. And lastly, to round up, we have the one Unicorn and the one Borosword. Now, Borosword ideally should be access code, because a lot of the times you'll be able to just go into the Unicorn and then you link up from Unicorn into access code to give you a very good OTK potential. So I don't have an access code sadly, so I've decided to just go with Borosword on the fact that it's your other option to OTK with the card. So that is it for the updated deck profile. So again, shout out to Zane Truesdale. This is for you, and I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. And for all of you other viewers at home, if you have any other deck profiles you want to see myself, Dale, or Joe try and do for you guys, by all means, just let us know in the comments below. I'm sure Dale does read the comments. If you want to message me personally, you can probably add the Shy Pianist, and then ask me questions via that way, on maybe on other decks I have still yet to show, or just any of my personal thoughts for other things on that part. Right, before I actually finish the video, I've just remembered to go over the Plant Scorpio combo. So all you need is just your Scorpio and your one monster that you ditch off with. So starting off, you normal summon your Scorpio, effect ditch your monster, special summon out your Cobra. Effect of Cobra grabs yourself an instant fusion. Then you link summon using your Cobra and Scorpio to summon out into Aromage Seraphie Jasmine. Then you pay 1k to summon out your fusion monster, can be anything. So in this case, I'll go with the sea monster Theseus, and then use Jasmine's effect to tribute the soft, and then summon out your Lone Fire. Lone Fire then uses its effect to tribute your Jasmine, to then summon out your Spore from your deck. Then Spore links off into Link Kuriboh, and then allowing you to use Spore's effect engraved to then banish Scorpio to revive itself onto the field. Once you've done that, you link off your Link Kuriboh and your Spore into your Crystal High Fibrax. High Fibrax then summons out your Rose Girl. And then with these, your Rose Girl and your Lone Fire Blossom, you then synchro into Aroma Seraphie Sweet Marjoram. Or you can go into Queen of Thorns in your possible instance. But with Marjoram, allows you to grab yourself either Blessed Winds, Dried Winds, or Humid Winds. So in most cases, what I've seen is you grab your Blessed Winds, allowing you to effectively interrupt during your opponent's turn, or revive back your Marjoram. So the options are there because you are down by 1000 life, and so if you go with the Humid Winds, you do have the gain 500 to then pop something with Marjoram, and then Haiku Fibrax can banish itself to summon out your Formless Synchron, and then Formless Synchron will allow you to draw, and then you can Synchron up into your Crystal Wing. So yeah, depending on what you can get, you can pay 1k, then search yourself at a Aroma Seraphie Angelica to give you extra life, or you search up another Aromage for your next flying turn. But Blessed Winds is just there. I think you probably would best go with Blessed Winds, because that way you can shuffle one back in, gain 500, and then during your next turn you can just pay 1k to revive this back onto the field. But yeah, that is the Scorpio combo play in this deck. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And then truly actually finishing the video now. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And as always guys, happy dueling!